Olivia, darling, I'm terribly sorry about the incident the other day. It slipped my mind to include you in the reservation.
I know, right? Once again, you forgot to include me.
Exactly. It used to be only 3 of us going on vacations. I just happened to forget that you were to be tagging along too. Haha.
Well, you're the one that invited me. I can't believe you would forget to include your son's fiancé. Are you sure you're not doing this to me on purpose?
Oh, I would never. Do you really think I'm that petty?
I still haven't forgotten, you know. You said it pretty explicitly, remember? A family vacation is only real family. That's word for word what you said. So you were basically telling me to go home by beating around the bush.
Oh, really now? When did I ever say such a thing?
You always do this, acting like you don't remember. Honestly, I've had enough of it.
Oh my, Olivia, darling. Now there's no need to get your panties in a twist. Everyone makes silly mistakes, right?
But this keeps happening, Deborah. You are definitely doing this to me on purpose. You even went as far as to cancel my reservations in the past. Do you remember, Deborah? Like at hotels and restaurants?
Are you sure about that? I can't recall those things happening for the life of me.
Are you kidding me?
Perhaps I am finally starting to go senile. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Olivia.
That might be the case here. I've been engaged to your son for a year, and yet you still forget. I guess you really are becoming forgetful.
Or it might be due to your weak presence in our lives. If only you had more distinguishable features and beauty to match. Then even someone as forgetful as me could not possibly forget you. But Olivia, my darling, you have a flat nose and small, squinty eyes.
Oh, really? But Lucas says I look cute just the way I am.
Oh, what are you trying to say?
Don't worry, I won't say any more about things that happened in the past. But being forgotten a number of times would make anyone feel hurt, even me. It's already been an entire year since Lucas and I got engaged. And just a reminder, our actual wedding is in just a few months. So yeah, it would be great if you could lay off of the petty little comments and the whole forgetful act before then. Capiche?
How many times do I have to remind you, Olivia, that I really am just an absent-minded old woman now? So if you would lay off with your misconceptions, then I would be so ever grateful.
I see then. I understand that you swear by your forgetfulness, so talking any more about it now would be like talking to a brick wall. Hey, darling. Sorry to disturb you while you're still at work. Have you got a moment? There's something I want to talk about.
Hey, honey, what's up? Hey, don't stress it. I happen to be on my lunch break right now, so shoot away.
You remember the trip we went on recently? Well, your mom messaged me about it, and yeah, it wasn't great.
Oh, yeah? Did Mom apologize in the end?
Let's just say that we had some words.
I'm really sorry about what happened on the trip. We got lucky in the end with the hotel having a spare room in such a busy season and all. I really can't say sorry enough. It's definitely left a sour taste in my mouth, that is for sure.
Well, I wouldn't say she apologized. It was more like her coming up with excuses.
Oh boy, what has she done now?
She really got on the defensive when I said that it didn't feel good being forgotten about. Well, she did say sorry once, but I can't say it was a heartfelt apology. No matter how you look at it, she was definitely doing it on purpose.
You think so too? I thought it was strange that she would just forget about you like that. It's definitely not the first time this has happened either. Hey, I tried my best too. I even went as far to remind my parents to include you in the booking.
Oh, by the way, Lucas, I haven't told you yet, but there's a lot more to it. I think your mom really has it in for me.
Oh no, what now?
Her only form of harassment isn't just forgetting to include me in reservations. Every time we visited your parents' place, it was no better. She would purposely not offer me tea or coffee, not even cutlery. And anytime I requested something, she would conveniently forget only mine. It really happened a lot.
What the heck? I can't believe her. This is the first time I've heard of this.
Please, Lucas, don't stress it. I purposely tried to keep the peace by not bringing it up. But of course, Deborah went out of the way to say stuff like, "Oh, sorry, Olivia, I completely forgot about you." Or, "Oh my, I still can't get used to having a girl around." Absolutely unbelievable. Like, we've been dating for so long, and we've been engaged for a year now.
I really owe you an apology, Olivia. It really blows my mind to think that the woman I used to respect has turned out like this. I should have noticed sooner. I hope you can forgive me, honey.
It's okay, Lucas. Please don't apologize. I'm also to blame. To think I could just put up with it forever without saying anything.
Olivia, I don't know what to say.
But now I'm at the breaking point, and I don't know what else to do. I thought Deborah and I had turned over a new leaf when she invited me on the last family trip. But I guess not. I'm still really hurt from what she did.
I'm speechless, to be real honest with you, honey. Mom won't even admit to her mistakes. Dad's half to blame for not saying anything either. To be honest, I'm embarrassed to call them my parents.
Oh, yeah. And while we're on the topic, our wedding is only 2 months away, right? You know, I don't really feel right having a ceremony with things the way they are now.
Hold up. You don't mean you plan on canceling our wedding after all the work we put into planning this thing, right? I hope you don't plan on throwing the towel in and being done with it.
I don't want it to get to that point, believe me. That's why I want you to work something out with me.
Oh, thank God.
I was kind of hesitant to say this to you, but to be honest with you, I have a hunch something bad is going to happen. So if you will, I'd love it if you could lend me a hand to figure this out.
Yeah, maybe you're right. You're the girl of the hour, and the spotlight should be on you. I can't have my girl's special day ruined now, can I? Let's rethink it together. Don't worry, I got your back.
Oh, really? You're the best.
Why don't we think it over this weekend? Hey, I'll even come up with a few strategies until then. See if I can't come up with any ideas.
Thank you so much, Lucas. That really puts my mind at ease.
Me too. And likewise, thank you for talking to me honestly. And once again, I'm so sorry for the trouble my parents have caused up until now.
Hey, Deborah, are you ignoring me?
What do you want so early in the morning?
Well, where do I start? I got a call from the wedding hall first thing this morning. Care to explain? Because according to them, you went ahead and canceled the booking for today.
Oh, I don't see any problem with that.
What are you talking about? That's a huge problem.
Today is the second Sunday of July. Don't you know what that means? It's the day that the three of us go mountain climbing. It's a family tradition. So naturally, I canceled any other plans that fall on the same weekend.
So basically, you're saying that it's more important than a wedding?
Of course. A wedding is just a nuisance, and I'm not going to let it ruin our family outing. I see no problems here.
Oh my God, Deborah. Are you being for real right now? This is your son's wedding we're talking about. It's kind of a big deal for the both of us. You understand that, right?
Oh, is that so, my dear? I don't ever recall my son ever saying he needed a girlfriend, let alone a wife.
What now?
As far back as I remember, it was just the three of us, my husband, my son, and myself. It has always been this way, and it's been perfect. There's no way my son has any use for a wife. His family is good enough.
Deborah, are you listening to yourself right now? You must be delusional if you don't even know who you're messaging right now.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'm starting to lose my marbles at this ripe old age. I barely even know up from down when I first wake up.
Come again?
Oh, goodness. I had a feeling my son might have had a girlfriend at one time, but it seems to keep escaping my mind. Oh, I know. Let's keep things simple and say my son never had any girlfriend to begin with. That settles all matters.
Are you being serious right now?
Canceling the wedding was clearly the right thing to do. Now let me think. My son has been single for as long as I can remember. Maybe he'll find someone nice to marry someday. Whenever that time comes, maybe we can book that wedding hall again.
Oh, right, but we actually had the ceremony last month. Have you already forgotten such recent events? That's quite the forgetfulness.
What now, dear?
Oh, dearie me. It looks like the mother-in-law has made an awfully silly mistake, ringing up the hall and causing confusion. Oh, Deborah, please do be careful not to let your forgetfulness cause any more harm now.
Oh, wait a minute. Last month? What on earth are you babbling on about? The wedding was supposed to be today, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you actually remembered my existence? Is your forgetfulness getting better already?
Oh, boy.
I'm so happy, Deborah. Thank you. I thought you would never recall who I was at this rate. I'm so thrilled that you remember me.
Oh, none of that nonsense matters right now. Why on earth was my son's wedding moved forward an entire month without anyone telling me? Care to explain yourself?
But there's nothing to explain. I can't believe you forgot all about your son's important day. Remember we moved the date forward to June?
You are not making any sense.
Oh, Deborah, you should look for your marbles. I think they're getting away.
How dare you speak to your mother-in-law like that? Why haven't I heard a single word about this? I couldn't possibly forget something this important. My own son didn't even say anything.
Oh, silly me. I completely forgot to tell you. I'm awfully sorry for my blunder. It slipped my mind to share the new date with you.
Oh, I can't believe that for a second.
It really was just a silly mistake. I'll be careful next time. Maybe I'm starting to lose my marbles, too.
Don't you get smart with me, girl. Do you think you could get away with this? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
Oh, I would never.
Admit it already, that you have some beef with me. You planned this all along to get revenge on me.
I think you're misunderstanding something, Deborah. I couldn't possibly do something so mean to my husband's parents.
If that's the case, then explain why you needed to move the ceremony forward a whole month. You shouldn't need to do such a stupid thing like that.
Well, to be honest, I took you and David into account when we made the change. Of course, the changes were made after talking it over with Lucas.
Is that so?
I know how much you care about your family traditions, so I confirmed it with him first. I asked him if it was really okay to have the ceremony in July. I asked him to make sure it didn't fall on any important family commitments. Then he told me it was too close to the day we go mountain climbing every year as a family. So naturally, we made sure to avoid that at all costs.
All the more reason to tell the groom's parents straight away. How dare you keep secrets from us?
How many times do I need to tell you? I would never even think of doing something so underhanded. I guess I'm just as forgetful as you.
Oh, don't play games with me, you insolent little girl. Even if that were the case, anyone would notice that we weren't there on the day. Then you should have rung us as soon as you realized.
Well, hey, we were the main stars of the ceremony, so we didn't really see it as a big deal not having you guys there.
Oh, you ill-mannered brat.
Well, it was you who said that I was just getting in the way of your family trip. It's the same thing.
Absolutely absurd. How could you possibly say that the groom's parents don't need to be there? My son won't have any of this once he finds out what you've done.
You have no idea, Deborah. It was Lucas that said it was perfectly fine to not have the two of you attend the ceremony in the first place. If you have any problems, take it up with him.
Wait a minute. Are you serious?
100%. Lucas came up with the idea in the first place. He said he was sure it would be okay no matter what happens. He said you would be very understanding.
I don't believe you.
Well, if you don't believe me, why don't you ask your son? I just happened to make a silly mistake.
Don't be ridiculous. I have never been this offended in my life. Just because you couldn't take some teasing, you needn't get back at me in this manner.
Oh, you finally admit that you were toying with me.
Shut your mouth. If that's how you're going to play, you better watch your back. I'll never forget this. Don't come crawling back later to ask for forgiveness. You've already dug your own grave. That's 100% okay, Mom. If we've dug the graves, consider the two of us dead and buried already. And that's how we'll have to think of you as well. You're dead to me. Lucas. From now on, you don't have to think of Olivia as family. But that means I don't want you prying into our lives anymore. As Olivia and I will be our own new family, there's no need for you to interact with strangers. Thanks for everything you've done for me up until now. But I can't respect someone who dares to harass my wife. So that's it. You could just forget that I ever existed. Because if you don't have a daughter-in-law, then you don't have a son either. Lucas, dear, please don't say such things. Oh, is that really you, Lucas?
Yeah, it's me, Mom. I've been sitting next to Olivia the whole time reading this entire conversation.
Oh my.
To be honest, Mom, I was really shocked to see the way you've been treating Olivia.
Wait, Lucas, you've got it all wrong. I won't deny that Olivia and I got off on the wrong foot. But is that really any reason for you to cut ties with your own parents?
It's worse than that, Mom. I don't know why you have something against Olivia, but I won't let you harass my wife like this. It's unforgivable.
No, Lucas, I will not allow this. You're our only child. What about our future? Do you not care what happens to your poor, old parents?
To be honest, I don't care. Not anymore. You were the one that never gave Olivia a warm welcome. In my opinion, I think I'm being rather reasonable here.
I will never let you do such a thing, Lucas. You don't know the hardships we went through to raise and love you.
So what? Why are you making me look like the bad guy here? Okay, whatever. I don't have the time or energy to waste arguing with you. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I booked you an appointment at a good neurologist. I thought it would be best to get a checkup, as you always seem to be complaining about your forgetfulness.
Why would I need to do that?
After hearing from Olivia all the times you forgot about her, when it came to bookings and whatnot, I knew there had to be something wrong. It's odd for you to forget only her. And as your only son, I'm very concerned for your mental health.
Oh, no, it's not like that, dear.
It will save you trouble down the line, the sooner the better, to make sure you aren't going senile. They say it's best to discover the symptoms early on.
I don't need such a thing. I'm only in my 60s, and I am most definitely not going senile.
It's not good to deny these things, Mom. Once I move in with Olivia, I won't be coming home anymore.
What are you saying?
I'm saying there won't be anyone around to help if something does happen to you. You'll only have Dad. He's getting older too. That's why these checkups are important at your age.
Hold on. Did you say you don't plan on coming home ever again?
Hey, don't worry about it. I've already let Aunt Teresa know.
Teresa?
That's right, she knows all about it. She'll be over first thing tomorrow morning to help you get to the hospital. She was more than willing to help when I explained your situation.
How could you do such a thing? Anyone but her.
Apparently there's a good neurologist near Aunt Teresa's house, so it works out perfectly. And they even have a nice retirement home too. So depending on how the checkup goes, you may be able to move in immediately.
Retirement home?
Now, I know the two of you haven't always got along, but please try not to cause her any trouble. You've done more than enough of that lately. I think it will do you a world of good having someone like her around to help. And it sounds like Aunt Teresa can't wait to spend some quality time with you. I'm glad I talked to her after the wedding. It's a weight off my shoulders.
Don't mess with me, boy. There's no way I'm going there.
You know what they say, Mom? Denial is the first sign. But admitting there's a problem is the first step to recovery.
I must sound like a broken record, but I don't need to go. There's no need to go when my mind is perfectly sound.
Better safe than sorry. And if the tests come back negative, then that means you're just a cruel person, attacking my wife for no valid reason. So let me find out the truth. Let me see if my mother really is just a horrible human being.
No, please, Lucas.
Don't worry, you're not alone. Why don't you take Dad along to get tested too? I'll see you both at the hospital tomorrow then. I hope you're prepared for the worst.
After Lucas's parents had their neurology clinic checkup, it was found that they both had perfectly healthy minds and were not going senile in the slightest. But Lucas said he couldn't believe it because that would mean Mom was just being a nasty old hag. He told the doctor about how his Deborah would purposely leave me out of bookings for places, and how she even tried to cancel our wedding. He cornered the poor doctor and demanded to know that, if Deborah wasn't going senile, did that mean she was just attacking me for no reason? You should have seen the doctor's face. And Lucas's parents' faces as well. Well, they were bright red and embarrassed to be caught red-handed by their own son. So after that, they no longer bothered me or Lucas ever again. Thanks for watching until the end of the video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed and look forward to more content.